Are you interested in purchasing a 360 action camera, such as the Insta360 X3 or the new X4? We will discuss the pros and the cons to both of them on Let's Talk Tech today. Hi everyone, Mike here. We purchased an Insta360 X3 camera about 6 weeks ago that we took on a vacation to Las Vegas. We have some very cool video footage that we're going to show later on in the video that we took with it. But one thing that we wanted to do right now is just to explain the differences on the upgrades between the X3 and the X4. The X3 weighs in at 7.5 ounces, and the X4 is a little bit bigger physical in size, and it weighs in at 8.7 ounces. Main difference between both of these is this one in 360 will only film at 5.7K at 30 frames per second, and the new X4 will record at 8K, and that is also at 30 frames per second. You can scale it down to 5.7K at a full 60 frames per second with that. One of the other things that was noted when the X4 was released is that the battery lasts longer than the X3. One caveat to that is that's assuming that you are recording in 5.7K in both of them, that you will get the 60% longer runtime. But the difference between the batteries is the X3 here is a 1800 milliamp hour battery, and it's a 2290 milliamp battery with the X4. So rightfully, it should last longer with a larger battery pack. But when you're trying to record in 8K, naturally you're going to use a lot more processing power and use up more of the battery. It still does give you a little bit more recording time that I found myself, but it also does generate a lot more heat on the camera. And the camera did come with this thermal shield that they put on the back. It's built out of plastic. It's not really, to me, a true thermal shield. If it was built out of metal to help to conduct the heat away from this is more or less, I think, built so that it's not as warm against your hand. But regardless, I've had zero problems with the camera shutting down, and I've been very pleased with the X4, and still debating whether or not I should keep the X3, because the X4 does everything that the X3 can do and then some. Other than the size difference between those, I think it's negligible, considering that you will always have the full capabilities if you carry the X4 with you. There is a $100 price difference between the two of these at the time when I bought them. I believe it was like a $50 difference between those, but that's a minor point in that. But if anybody were trying to decide right now, should I buy the X3 or the X4? Hands down, go with the X4. If you can justify the additional $100 for it, you will not be disappointed. It's got all of the latest and greatest. One of the features that I do like about the X4 is the removable lens caps on this. You just twist them counterclockwise, they come off. These are just the standard ones. They ship with the camera, and the only way that you can put them on an X3 is they are sticky mounted, so they're one-time installation, one-time removable. You can't use them for an additional time. And if you damage the physical lens on these cameras, you will have to send it back to Insta360 unless you choose to try to do a repair on your own. But seeing the costs of, especially on the X4 at $500 now, it would be a worthwhile thing, I believe, in purchasing the extended warranty on it, not have to worry about it, and then you can just use the camera to its fullest abilities and not have any worries. The other thing that I noticed too is on the X3, the lenses obviously don't protrude as big as the X4 does, You do want to be careful when you're using these, placing them down, which is one thing that I love about the X4 is even though these are the standard lens protectors that are built out of plastic, the premium ones are built out of a tempered glass, and they are, from my understanding, slightly bigger than this. I don't do a lot of true action recording. I do most of my recording for my content. So I'm going to stick with the cheaper plastic ones here. And if I do happen to scratch one, luckily they come as a setup, as a pair. I'll always place it with the screen side up, and that way I only have to worry about replacing one. But I don't know if you can easily tell from that, but you can see how much more that the X4 lens with the covers does protrude, and such. All of the accessories for the X4 are unique to it. The lens covers here that they have, which is a heavy duty plastic. You can feel a little bit of play in here for the ability to handle the larger lens, but with the standard lens, it fits just fine and protects it. And there is a little bit of margin or room as well on the X3, where I would assume that's for provisions for the stick-on covers that they have. The other thing that I did also with the X4 is I put the screen protector on this. It's slightly recessed below or just above the two front-facing buttons so that it's not easy to catch and accidentally peel that off. The X3 does come with that ability to have one installed, but it's perfectly flush on this. So if you were to put the screen guard on that, it would protrude above that, and I don't know if it would hold on as well, just because of those the subtle improvement that they did with the X4. They both have a USB-C for the connection in here. The adapters that they sell, they are unique to each of them. They made a few subtle differences, and because of the physical size being larger on the X4, you can't use them between the two. So that is one drawback to owning both of them. Is any accessories that you would need, you would have to buy them for both. But the Invisa stick that they have for it, technically there's nothing about the stick that makes it invisible. It's just the nature of the way that the camera records, that as long as the stick is narrower than the way that the one from Insta360 comes, the way that the front and the rear lens does the stitching, it makes it appear as though the stick is invisible, even though if you're holding it and you're taking a video, you'll see your hand sitting out here and looks like you're holding something, obviously, because you are, but you can accomplish that with any other smaller stick as well. It's the same thread on the bottom of both of them, so you can use the same stick for both. So what I'm going to do now is show you some of the video footage that I took while we were in Las Vegas, let you see the pros and the cons to that. One of the main reasons why I did want to get into 360 photography is I have a MetaQuest 3, and I wanted to be able to take 360 videos to relive some of the key moments when my wife and I go on vacations. But I have found that this one, even though it shoots in 5.7K, in order to make it a 360 video capable to use on the MetaQuest, you really you have to divide that capture between both lenses. So you're technically only getting about a 3K that you're able to see, even though the MetaQuest does have the ability, if you go in through the back end using SideQuest, that you can bump the frame or the resolution up to 4K for each of the two lenses that are included. So I wanted to make sure that I have the best video quality available to preserve those moments for the future. So let's take a look at this video. And then after I show those, I'm going to show a couple comparison videos of these side by side. And then we'll go more in depth about the X4 and all of the added features that it has and why I am going to make this my primary camera. I hope you enjoyed the videos that I included from our vacation out to Las Vegas. They included Red Rock Canyon, the west rim of the Grand Canyon on the Hualapai Indian Reservation, as well as the Fremont Street experience, which I did have to remove the audio from that because there was a lot of music playing in the background and I did not want YouTube to pick up on that and give me a slap on the hand for including copywritten material. There was also comparison videos that I had between the X3 and the X4 that were labeled properly between them at the resolutions and the frame rates that they were being recorded at. And now I want to take the opportunity just to talk a little bit more about the X4 and why this is the camera that I'm going to be keeping, and the strong points about this that I really like that is an improvement over the X3, and a few little things that I would like to see added to it. Hopefully it'll show up in the X5 when that is available in another 2 years probably. The 8K recording in 360 is made possible because of a new 5 nanometer AI chip that they've included. This also allows for higher frame rates as well as bit rates to be recorded in 5.7K. The Me mode now is available to record at 120 frames per second as well, instead of the X3 that was at 60 frames per second. I've already mentioned that the removable lens covers, I think, is one of the biggest wins for this over the X3 that had just the stick-on lens covers. And the front screen on this is now made out of Gorilla Glass, where the X3 was made out of tempered glass, and it is slightly larger. It's a 2.5-inch display versus the X3 that was a 2.29 inch display. So it's minimally larger, but this does allow you to, when you, there's a lock control on this, so you can now look at the menu when you have it in a horizontal position as opposed to the vertical position. They also have AI gestures now with this camera that you can either do a hands up that will start recording, or you can do a peace sign if you want it to do a photo from the X4. So those are kind of neat. The X3 had voice control only; it did not have the hand gestures. So I'm not sure if that has any effect on the processors, that it's constantly looking. You can disable that feature for the hand gestures, which I am doing. I'd much rather use a voice control with that. The other thing that is nice is you can have the GPS overlay on any videos that you have, as long as you're synced up with the app on your phone, or if you have an Apple Watch that you have that you're controlling the X4 with it, you can take the GPS coordinates that are available from either the phone or the watch, and they will show on your overlay on your final production of the video. So people that are into mountain biking or motorcycle trips, that might be something that they find useful. For me, as a content creator, they serve no purpose for me, so I won't be utilizing that. And one of the other another nice added feature of the X4 that the X3 didn't have is it now allows you to connect a Bluetooth microphone I believe the X3 did allow you to use AirPods from Apple. But one new thing that they did add to this, I recently picked up a DJI Mic 2, and I will be using this exclusively. I've had a few of my viewers saying that they couldn't hear me too well, that I should get a lapel mic. So I do have this that I will be using from now on, as well as a plug-in lapel mic to that. The only way that you can use if you were to use the receiver that is meant for this without using Bluetooth connection, you would need to get the USB microphone adapter for the X4. I really wish that it would have allowed you to just plug directly using a USB-C cable into it without the need for the adapter. I think that's kind of a weak point on Insta's behalf by requiring additional accessories to be able to do that. But again, for content creation, a Bluetooth microphone is more than adequate. I know it's not as good as a plug-in microphone, that it's not going to give you the best audio, but for what I'm going to be doing, it's going to be far superior than the built-in microphones on this, or trying to do any voiceovering after the fact when I shoot the videos. I would also like to see, I don't know who needs to be more in control of this, whether it is with Apple or if it's with Insta360, but I would love to be able to pull the INSV files directly into Final Cut Pro. The only way that you can edit a 360 video with Final Cut Pro is you have to first pull the files into the Insta360 desktop application, or you can do it from the phone application, but you have to export them as an MP4 file so that the Final Cut can read it. It does recognize it as a 360 video if it has been recorded in that, so it does make editing nice, that if there's something off to the corner that you normally wouldn't be catching if you're doing it in a straight video format, you do have the ability to pan around and get the video that you would want. So I hope you enjoyed the comparison that I did between both of these, the videos that I showed from my vacation, and my thoughts and opinions about the X4 versus the X3. I know that I am looking forward to taking a lot more videos with this. I plan to start producing a lot more going forward, and I'm also going to be trying to have as minimal editing as possible with my videos. That in the past I would spend many hours. I'm sure other content creators can attest to this, that it is very time consuming to edit videos, and I may say a lot, and I want to not be spending my time doing that. I'd rather get more content out to people and release them in the way that they were initially recorded, make them as realistic as possible, and not try to make them studio grade quality, because that's not what I'm attempting to do. I'm just trying to give my opinions on products. I am sponsored by nobody, and I would prefer to keep it that way moving forward. So that way, everything that I state are of my own opinions and nobody else's. So with that, I hope that you will click subscribe. We really would love to get our subscribership up to 500. And by clicking like on our video, that also helps with the YouTube algorithms to get our videos more noticeable out there, so that more people will watch it, with in turn hopefully getting more subscribers. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I'm looking forward to filming more videos and publishing them so that everybody can watch and enjoy them. And please post your comments so that we know exactly what you feel about our videos, and if there's anything that you suggest that we should test and do a review on. With that, I again say thank you and have a fantastic day.